your organizations for data collection. So before I start, how many of you are in organizations that say have workflows for data collection? By show of hands. Oh wow, that's a great number. So welcome to this session, and I hope you'll pay attention. So we're just going to look through an overview of what is Survey 123, how it works, and the various features that are found within this application, and the main use areas that have currently been used and would possibly be used in the future. And also you can give us ideas of how you think it can be used, and the requirements that are needed for this application. Then my colleague will simply demonstrate how to create a Survey 123 form, and then how to actually go ahead and collect the data. So Survey 123 is a form-centric data collection solution. Form is just typically a list of questions like on a papers, yeah? But we know that most organizations, especially in the GIS world, are always map-centric, or they're geared towards collection that is oriented for map-centric kind of workflows. So the question was, what about those kind of organizations that do research work or need more intelligent information or much more data collected? Now that's when Survey 123 was brought about. It gears towards a form-centric application across the platform. So it's an application that you can configure your forms on your devices, your desktop device, and you can use it on your mobile smart devices for data collection. You can also use it on the web to configure an application. So for Survey 123, you can have it across the platform from the desktop, web, and your device, and the data that you download can be hosted in your server or on your ArcGIS online account. So it all depends on where you want to host your data. But the beauty of it is that it allows for you to have collection of this data within the platform. And that means that once you've collected your data, you can immediately analyze it. You don't need to go around downloading the data and sifting through the information and all that. You immediately have the information, say on your ArcGIS online account, and you can analyze this information. You can already start making decisions from it. So that's why Survey 123 was created, to be able to carry out form-centric kind of data collections and have it on your ArcGIS online account or your portal for ArcGIS immediately or almost real time for purposes of decision making. Now, it's used across many industries, and basically the reason why we went for Survey 123 as an application is because paper forms have been cumbersome. I mean, if a number of you are doing data collection, and you all know the kind of problems that are experienced with paper forms, from non-economical to be not environmental friendly, and then the cost of distribution and printing and the lengthy process for which people have to actually fill this kind of information. So with the fact that we have Survey 123 in your smart devices, it nullifies a number of these problems or challenges that you're experiencing when you're trying to capture data. Now, Survey 123 allows you to quickly and easily capture data from the field. And it has 3 basic steps. 1, you ask the questions. So this is the most important step. As an organization, this is the part where you have to formulate what's important for you. And we cannot tell you what's important for you. That depends on your workflow. So you come up with a number of questions that are important. Then you get the answers by creating your forms. And then after that, you give these forms out to your workers or to the public or who you want the information to come from, and they collect it from their smart devices. Then immediately that information is collected, it allows you to analyze and make decisions. So what are the features found in Survey 123? So we have, it's a mobile app. You can download the Survey 123 mobile app, which is a lightweight application, and you can use it both online and offline. Again, we care about the security of your information. So once you download this information, it's hosted in your secure ArcGIS online account. If you do not want it in your ArcGIS online account, you can host it within your IT infrastructure. That is, if you have ArcGIS for server and using portal, you don't necessarily have to have it on ArcGIS online. You can have it only in your IT infrastructure. Again, it allows for smart surveys. And what do I mean by smart surveys? This means you can use kind of logic questions. Like, for example, if somebody answers yes to a question, then that means that another question pops up. But if they answer no, then it doesn't allow the next question to pop up. So it has logic smart application. You can have signatures, you can have barcodes, you can have a number of things that you wouldn't find on a normal form. And most importantly, you can even have geolocation in your form. So once you've answered your questions, you can locate where you're answering your questions from, and this data can be quickly mapped out. So beyond just having that smart kind of service, the key message here is that it's built into your ArcGIS platform. Unlike, there are many applications out there we know of for data collection, but the application allows you to just collect the data. Then you have to go download it in your desktop, or find another way or avenue to upload it maybe on the web, or you have to go through a really rigorous process or workflow to actually go through analyzing your data. But the fact that it's built into ArcGIS online platform means that once you have your data collected on the ground, the minute it's uploaded, then you have it already, let's say on your ArcGIS Online, and there are tools for analysis immediately. So this can be done almost in real time. So how has this been used in the past before? There are a number of ways and number of industries that have actually employed this use of ArcGIS Online. We have from disaster management to asset inspections for water and sewage companies. We've also used it in the petroleum industry. Again, it's used for public safety to capture a number of information for the police. And mainly, we've seen a great use of it in public health, where they're capturing health data. So Survey 123 is geared towards research kind of information, which means you have to really configure your form to have a lot of questions. And this cannot be collected by normal kind of collection applications. That's why Survey 123, being form-centric, is easy to use in a number of industries. So maybe you could be thinking of the kind of industry you work in, and you can have a basic overview or thought of how Survey 123 can be collected and maybe share those views. But I'll first talk about the requirements for Survey 123. So one is that you require an ArcGIS Online account. So if you have your ArcGIS Online account, you just need to log into the browser, and then you download Survey 123 for desktop, which is Survey 123 Connect. This is where you'll create your form. There's also a choice for creating a form on Survey 123 Web. So on the browser, you just need to log into your ArcGIS Online account, go to the Survey 123 site, and then you can use the web application to create a form. Once you've created a form and published it, then you download the Survey 123 application on your mobile device. So there's one for the desktop, one for the browser, and one for your mobile device. Now that for the smart devices or the mobile devices is what we use for data collection. This is where we carry out this data collection. But before we actually go into the last one for carrying out the data collection, we need to understand how the forms are created. So with Survey 123 Connect, which is the application on your desktop, all you need to do is, as I said, log into your browser, download Survey 123, then you can design your surveys and publish it. Now I'm going to introduce my colleague, Anthony Gakobo, who will show you a simple workflow and basically how to use the Survey 123 desktop to come up with a simple form that we can use to collect data. Okay, Anthony.
Thank you very much, Sophia, for that presentation. My name is Anthony Gakobo. Yesterday, for those who are here, we did a demo for Survey 123, collecting school information. I'm going to show you how we go about creating the forms, because I think at the end of the day, what is so important is how to create the form.
Okay.
Is how to create the form. Thank you. So Sophia have just mentioned that to start with, without even a license for creating the Survey 123, you go to survey 123 for ArcGIS. So if you go to the arcgis.com, you can be able to first of all download the application. It's a desktop application that will help you to create the form. It is called Survey 123 Connect. So if you look at this, you will be able to see that I have Survey 123 for ArcGIS, and I have to create and share a survey, download Survey 123 Connect. That's the first point. But we are not going to download it here, but I'll show you the installed application that I am going to use. But that's the first step. Now, the beauty of this, it doesn't lock you to just use one operating system. If you look there, we have the Windows, we have the Mac, and we have the Linux. So if you're using Linux, Ubuntu, name it Mint, and all that, you should also be able to create the form. Now from there, once you install it, then we will come to the other section where you complete survey and get answers. Download survey 123. That's now another part. So for now, I assume that I have downloaded this. I'm using a Windows-based laptop. It's running on Windows 10, and then I have installed this. So, as usual, for those who are Windows users, it comes to here. This is already installed, right? So once you have that, you start it. So mine, I like having shortcuts. So I have created a shortcut for that. So the Survey 123 Connect look like this. You can see that I have a lot of surveys that I have been creating for different demos, for different clients and all that. So in a nutshell, even without having the questions and the complexity of what you want to do, you can create a new survey, like here. So you just click here, new survey. So you see now, the Survey 123 Connect prepares you. We are lucky that we are having this demo, or rather we are having this conference after September. Before September, the Survey 123 was not like this. This is more advanced. It was just released in September. So you can see you have the advanced. This template includes all the XLS forms. Because one of the advantage of the Survey 123, it uses Excel forms. We'll see that. And if you're using, for instance, Linux, it will open on the Calculate Maths. For those who use Open Office. So if you're using Open Office on your desktop, it will still open that. So everything that you need, you have it actually. So you can have templates, you can have samples, and you have community. So these are templates. Select the initial XML form for design. So if you want just a basic, again you come to that. But because I am sure you are good students, you are going to try all this once we leave here. I want to, because of interest of time, I will go to the one that I want us to work on so that we can develop together. So, but basically, that's where you start. So, when you are doing research, or a survey research, you want to know the population, you want to see how many people are using a certain product, maybe your product, or you want to do site inspection for the NCA, that is the National Construction Authority, for instance. Every organization or every inspecting or any researcher has a template or rather a form of questions that he wants or she wants to populate with data. So you first of all create that. Maybe you can just write them down, what you want, and your target group, what maybe the answers that you expect. So once you have that, then you start the Survey 123 create. So I'm going to take you through one here that I have created. This one here, you can see my cursor here. So this is the National Construction Authority. Again, we need to understand that this is a demo. We are not saying that we are working for the NCA. We are just simulating So, but for you, if you want to do a serious application for Olala survey, you do it according to the same things that you want or you can do using the paper forms. So we have to understand that, please, so that we are not publishing things here. We are just demoing, but it is possible to do that for a live application. So I open this. So you open it like this. So if you look at this, if I just maximize that, you can see that this is a national construction site inspection. We are assuming here that the Kisumu County National Construction Authority want to be using the smartphones. They have a portal and they want to be using the smartphones when they are going for their field inspection. So their workers, the field workers or the inspectors, will just be using the mobile devices to go and visit every other construction site. So in this survey, I am imagining or thinking that these guys will be interested with the site. Where is the site? Is it in Kodere? Is it in Nyamasaria? Is it in Kisumu Central and all that? But because Survey 123 allows you to have information preloaded, so that the field worker doesn't have to be typing everything, this is Kisumu West and all that. Because you remember when we are doing research, we have the area, the study area, for instance. If the study area is the county government of Kisumu or the Kisumu County, you already have preloaded information about the county, and therefore you create the form ahead and preload this information. Then we'll see that. But what I want us to see is that I have all these. These are the questions that we will get, so that I am able to allow my field worker to drop down to that and select this. But I'm sure the user, me and you being the field users, we are not so much interested with that because we'll be able to see and use it. But I'm sure the person who is so much concerned is the creator of that form. I'm sure most of you here are asking, how did you come to this? Now, let me show you how you open, or rather the link between the survey 123 and the Excel, the XLS forms. So it's a more or less customized Excel. I think somebody yesterday was asking about the ArcGIS office. It's an ad. It just automatically add itself. So once you install the Survey 123 application, it installs automatically that. So you don't even need to understand it about the ad, but upon opening the Excel form, you will get it there. So this tab here, open XLS form, the spreadsheet, and this one now refreshes that. This will open your survey content because it creates a file for your work automatically once you start. And then this one now publish this. Remember, all these applications, we publish them, or rather allows you to publish your work either on your ArcGIS online account or on your portal, in your portal. So if you're having a portal, you just direct the publications to be there. So if you're working from the crowd, that is the ArcGIS online account, the same. So I am going to open this form so that you can just be sure that what I'm saying is true. You see, I had opened the form, and I can close it so that if you are having doubting Thomas in the house, so I close that, and we don't have, down here we don't have an Excel form opened. So I open this here, so it will open the same. So this is now like the workshop. This is now where you sit with your pen and paper and start creating the questionnaires, the question ladder for the questionnaire. So, but the application come loaded with a kind of the startup steps. So for instance, I want you to pay attention to this. Type, there is the name and the label. So the label is what you want the person administering the questionnaire to see. So what is your name? What is the site? What is the name of this site? So this is the label. That's what will appear. But then because again, behind the scene, the application is having its own database. The application on the device is having its own database, which now you don't need to know how to code. It will just code automatically for you. So you give it this name. What is it? That what is your name, you can say is just name. For instance, in this case, I have the site as a name. But it's the same site. I want you to see that this is a site, right? And then the inspection date. You can see I have written this name as continuous, but this is date of inspection because that's what I want. It's just like what we call the arrears. Arrears this. If you understand programming or just light coding, the name that the system understands must not necessarily be the same name that the viewer sees. So in this case, I want you to see that on this big type, we have preloaded tab here. So if, for instance, sorry for that. So if you look at here there is a drop-down menu, and there is select one site, integer, decimal, text, select one, list, select multiple. Because you can configure your form that the administrator of the form will just be selecting one or two. Okay, so you configure depending with what question. We will see that because I have done that. But then you are not supposed to be thinking which question or what is the data type. So for instance, it comes preloaded with the integer, decimal, text. Only need that, and the geo point. Because here I had somebody ask about the form, whether we can have the corrected data geo aware, right? So the geo point here is the key thing, because here we are talking about geospatial information. So once you have your smartphone and it is activated, you start using the application, it loads the position of that location. So when you want now to get the location information, you just activate this geo point. We will get that, and that is exactly what I have here. Let me show you, so that when we go to 8, you can see that. You see this? That one here, right? So you see, this is now the only thing that you need to do. I have written here is the location, and my name for that is just GPS. But the geolocation, the geo point, is preloaded. Once you select that, it will allow now the user, upon touching the map, to get the coordinates. You don't write anything. So for those who have been using the survey ODK and the other open source forms, there is a lot of problem with that, because the ODK, one thing you have even to download it for you to make a map. So it has some challenges. It's good, it's okay, it's an open source, fine, but it has its own challenges. As we will see here with this, you create your own forms, you publish them, you download them on the device, you collect data, and once you collect data, it makes the map for you, because it's already a geo-aware application. So you don't have to code. You have to agree here that the limitation of the use of this application, to some extent, almost 80%, is your imagination, how you formulate your questions. So all the questions for the research or the surveys that you want to undertake can be accommodated by this application. So then another thing that I want to show you, because we'll see that in the actual survey, is this relevant, this column, the relevant. If, for instance, you want to ask the question, is this Kisumu County? Yes. So after that, the other question, so it's relevant. The first question will be relevant to that. If the respondent say no, you don't have any business asking him or her any other question. So the questions that are related, they're relevant to the first question or relevant to another answer that was given, you code there. For instance, in this, we will see this at which authority certified. I'm saying there is certification for that, for the construction. Then you look at this. If I have coded this, that if certified is equal to yes, then it will ask this question. if certified here, certified, if is yes, you can see here, select yes and no. So, but now again, I'm sure you're wondering, so where are these answers coming from? If you look here, those who have been using Excel, this is where we have sheet 1, sheet 2 and all this. So you can add them. So from here we have the survey, the first sheet is survey, what you are seeing. And this is the choices. So, choices is where you put what you want maybe people to be selecting from, or not all, not to be typing. And if you want them to type, you put a text which is blank. We'll see that. So for instance, for my site, I know in Kisumu County we have all these Korwa East, Manyata and all that. So you put the information here, but I want you to also to pay attention when you try to do this. This list name here, this column A, this one, whatever you want, if it is repeated severally, or you have almost like 100 or so answers, you repeat the same. You can see site is repeated, because the site will be, for when we are selecting the site, it's the same, but the difference is in the labeling and the name. So again, if for instance you want to have more choices, this is configurable. This choice is configurable. You can have an external choice. So you create another sheet here. You can add another sheet, which now you add all that, because you might have a lot of information. Like if you are doing called what? Constituencies. Okay, for IEBC for instance. You'll have the county, the constituency, the wards and all that. That information can be populated in a priori. But then you put them in an external choice, so that it is just being pulled there, because it's more or less static. Right? So once you have that, I want you to pay attention again to the contractor's name. Look at that, the contractor's name, so that you can see when we start the application how they will be appearing. So once you have the choices, the name of the engineers, the ownership, facility, whether it's residential. So this is what I was thinking. I was thinking that we will be doing inspection on the residential, commercial, those facilities. And we'll have the state maybe ongoing, completed. So all those questions, you first of all formulate them, and then you start your survey. Now, once you have your survey, if I just take brief from the Excel, survey 1, 2, 3 allows you to see what you are doing. Everything that you do, everything that you change, once you save the Excel, it populates here. And then you can do kind of pretest your form before you publish it. So let us now see this. So you could see this site. You remember the site? So this is the site. This is the name. This is the name. And the sites are here. I can choose Manyata. And then survey 1, 2, 3 allows you to have the date of inspection. So that date that person will collect that information will be appearing here. I just want us to have the feel of the same. But remember, this is not the actual survey on the device. We will see that. Once we publish, it's not the same, but we'll see how it feels, right? So the name of the contractor. Remember, I told you that you pay attention to the name of the contractor. You can see the list. So what we want, or rather what we were simulating, is the National Construction Authority have the names of all the engineers that are authorized, have all the list of the contractors. So once you go to a site and you want to certify or to inspect the site, the contractor's name must be appearing here. The assumption is that what I'm doing here, it is the NCA which are producing this, right? So they have the information that they know that Anthony is a licensed engineer. So they will appear in the list, which now also kind of protects people from engaging with people who are not licensed. So you put that. And then after that, maybe I select whoever is there. And then the name of the engineer, Okay, Paul. So developer, here for developer, I left it. So you usually have the billboard, maybe it's just the owner. So you put the owner. of the building, whatever it is, if it is the National Hospital, Kisumu County Hospital, who is the owner of the facility. And then from here, the facility type of ownership, this is where I was talking about either private or public. So maybe it is private because it's just owner. Type of that is a residential house. So whatever, all the questions you are targeting, whatever answer you are also expecting, or what data you want to gather, you can populate that in a priority. But remember, like this law here for the owner, the developer, if you want that information to come from the respondent, you just leave it for text, so that at that point you type what they tell you, right? You type what they tell you. So you configure your form depending on the target user or target group. So it doesn't have to be, because I'm sure some of you are saying, oh, why do you have to preload? It's like you are coaching the respondent. No, it's this. What you put there is what you don't. The obvious questions. County of Kisumu is, we have 47 counties in Kenya. Fini. So you preload them. Somebody will not be typing Nairobi almost 10 times. It's just to pull them from there. That's the reason behind it. So from there, I want now to show you that these questions, I said that it's relevant. So you see here, the state of inspection. Sorry, let me just take you here. Construction state is ongoing. We had that. But there was this compliance certificate. Yes, no. Yes or no. Suppose we just select yes. See what happened. Which authority certified? Right? So you'll have all the authorities that are supposed to be there. But then, if for instance you say no, pay attention to here. Excuse me. Which authority certified? So pay attention to this. If you say no, the relevance, you don't get that, because you don't have business with that. As if the respondent say no, that's it. Just skip that. So if I say yes, you have in Kenya we have NCA itself, Public Health, NEMA, and all other authorities who are supposed. What is the outcome of the inspection? That is now the officer, illegal construction, unstable building. You can select all these, right? And you can add more information here depending on what you see on site. Swampy area, just that. So you can populate the form to whatever questions that you want to receive. But you see, if for instance I said here, let me remove this, and I put this, yeah, which are the damaged utilities, so water, electrical, and all that. So you can put that. Remember, we are just, now you have completed your questions. You want to see, you're just testing on the desktop. We have not moved to the device, but more or less you want to know whether it is going to work, whether it is going to respond, so that you can edit that. So before you publish. Now, I'm sure this is where the bone of contention is, the actual location. So what happens is, the information here, provide GPS location. That is what I have already coded there. So the moment you touch on this, there, it opens the map. And it opens the location that you are in. Because the principle of GPS is what our mobile devices are using. So, because of that, you can see that we are in Kisumu. I never took it there. It took itself there. So I don't know whether we zoom more, you'll be able to see that actually this is allowed this building. Well, it's disappearing. But basically this is Kisumu. You can see the lake here. And this is where we are. So what happens is that you want this person, once they are on site, to collect the location. So the location, it can either be the first or the last. So it's how you want to prepare your form. So once the person say, and here it gives you the coordinates, the south and the easting, yeah, in terms of that? Well, as I mentioned yesterday, the corrector allows you, for instance, to do more than this. But we are still working, okay, ArcGIS, Esri are still working on this so that it's also able to get GPS coordinates using the Bluetooth instead of just the data or the Wi-Fi. So, now, before I allow Sophia to come and take us to the next step, it also allows you to take the image of the building because we are doing the inspection. So, we are doing the inspection. You're on site and you want to show the status of whatever is going on. So you take the photo. If it is the photo, you can have pre-loaded images which you want to upload if it is just for communication purposes. But if you take the photo, you see now automatically it opens the camera. Can you see me? You can see me? Well, not clearly per se. If I come closer, it's using my webcam here. So automatically it opens the webcam. So that's how it works. And if, for instance, I take the photo here, it allows you to take the photo. Don't know whether I look nice. So it captures that. So it captures that, and therefore you have tested that your device, look at that, is there. So that's exactly what will happen on the mobile device. So you don't have an excuse as in, the building was halfway, it was looking. No, take the photo. Take the photo and report that, all right? And then you can see that you are validating the input. So it tells you, if for instance you put a text where it was supposed to be an integer, it will tell you data values are valid. So I'll come back and I allow Sophia to come and take us some step ahead, but then we'll be able to see in the next few minutes how now we have that on the device. Thank you very much, Sophia.
Thank you, Anthony, for okay, thank you for that quick demo on how to actually come up with your survey 123 form. So a quick recap, he's basically showing you what we mean by smart logic when it comes to forms. And you can do beyond just the questions that he's come up with. Due to time, we couldn't show everything. You can even add signatures of the particular officer that has gone to inspect. If it's information that requires barcodes, you can add this. The form can be converted to various languages. So let's say your workers only understand Swahili or you can convert this form to support multiple languages. And that's the beauty of the Survey 123 form. But beyond Survey 123 Connect, we have what we call the Survey 123 Hub, which is on the web or on the browser. It basically allows you to do the same thing that is Survey 123 Connect, which is create and manage your surveys, authoring and sharing with various groups in your organization, and even deleting the forms that you may not need. But beyond that, it allows you to view your results. So the results that have just been collected, you can have an overview of the results, the raw results. You can again justify those results and now decide to actually send it out to people before giving it out to other people in your organization. You can summarize those results and analyze them, and you can even download these results for various purposes. But we're not going to demonstrate on the web part of it because it simply resembles that of the desktop. The only difference is that on the web it has fewer features as compared to that which is on the desktop. But now we want to see how exactly you can use your smart devices, from your tablets to your iPhone, your smart devices, how you can actually use your smart devices to collect this information. So the form that he has just created, you can log into the Survey 123 mobile application. You download that survey, and then after you download the survey, capture the data and you submit it online. So with that, I'll just call Gakobo to show that.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I think what Sophia is trying to tell us is that you can have the desktop applications using Survey 123 Connect and the web. But the web does not have, well, it's not yet a finished product. So, but for those people who are just asking simple questions, it's okay. For now, it's not supporting what the what the desktop is supporting, but I'm sure in future it's going to support that. So now I have shown you this, and we open this form, and we have accepted that it's, sorry, I never look back, sorry for that. So thank you, Sophia. And we have seen that our form is ready and it is responding to what we wanted. So how do we push it to the cloud? Because we want this form to be accessed from the cloud or from our portal, ArcGIS portal or our ArcGIS online account. So this is how you do that. You see this? Publish. So you push the publish. It's supposed now to take you, look at that, sign in to ArcGIS online. Please sign in to publish your survey. So from here, you're supposed to sign in using your credentials. If you are signing to the portal, it allows you to sign to the portal. So, and because I don't think we have enough time, if you allow me not to publish this, because it's the same, we just use the one that is already published. So I have logged into my account, then we can see, right? We can see where it goes, and then we download that. Okay. So if I just silence this guy, and we come to here. So this is my ArcGIS organization account, and the ArcGIS online account has the My Content. My Content here is where everything that I do, and even those surveys, when you publish them, they are pushed there, right? So you can see here that I have so many files, there's some demo folders and all that, but pay attention to this. Survey site inspection. This is now where when you publish survey 1, 2, 3, create this survey site, survey, then whatever name you have given to your form, site inspection, right? And it has two files, if I call them so. So the site inspection survey, taking from the, this is the map, and then we'll have the site inspection survey. Now, this is a feature here. If I click on that, I had configured this even to have the logo for the NCA. Okay, so you can have all these in the form. Okay, I didn't show you that because of time, but we will have another demo on the demo highlight where we can now show those specifications. How do I put my logo of the logo of my company, so that everything that I'm doing is more or less tailor-made for that organization. So once we have there, I can just open this in a map viewer so that we can see. I want you to see that it will open. Even if you don't have data, it will open on the web map. This is a web map. Remember, we talked about desktop applications, the web applications, the mobile applications. This is now where we are heading about the web. So it will open that. You already have the map. You are not publishing any map. It's not your business to do that. Survey of Kenya and the other organizations, map making organizations, they have that. But there are data that are pushed on the cloud for public consumption, right? They might not have the accuracy of the less than 1 meter, okay, but 1 meter, 3 meter, that's okay for research. Okay, you only need to know where Acacia Premier is, up to the gate. You don't have to know the specification of the corners of the perimeter walls, no. So that is where you will get your survey on the web. But now, I am not going to connect on my mobile phone, because you as a desktop, or rather as a, what do you call this? The person who is creating the form, you have a way of having or consuming the same thing that is pushed on the mobile application. And this is what Sophia has just mentioned about the survey 1, 2, 3 without the connect. Look at that, without the connect. I don't want to make you feel like you are being confused, but we have two applications almost at the same time. Look at that, survey, my survey. This is more or less the same thing like what I was having from the survey 1 to 3 connect. But this is a simulated form, simulated phone. Yeah, this is a simulated phone. There is a problem with connecting that, but I will show you on my phone just for you to accept that. So, what I want us to do is to see that you see this. I have logged in. I want to delete this, right? I want to delete this. The assumption is this is now my phone. I have not deleted this from the cloud. I have deleted it on my phone, right? I say this is a simulated phone on the desktop. So now, get survey, right? Or you come here. So it tells you what? Download the survey. Remember, we publish the survey. Now we want to download this. Now you are the worker, field worker. You will go online, download that survey for you to start populating it with the answers. So you log in. I have logged in here, right? Let's see. I signed out. So I want to make sure that whatever I'm doing here, you see that? It will give you now, or rather give me that option of logging in using now again the same ArcGIS online account, all my portal, all that. I hope we have internet here. So you can see that there is a portal and there is the ArcGIS online. So you can have all these. Check. So I sign in here. Yeah, there it is. So the username here. So I'll type my account credentials, please. I hope you're not going to steal the access. This is A. No, sorry. I have so many, so I have to remember. Solutions. Don't copy anything. So I sign in. So once I sign in, you see this? So once I sign in, I can now be able to download the surveys. So you might be having so many surveys that are published with the organization. This is for the National County Inspection, and you have them here. So I download this. Yeah. So as it download, what I want us to do, it's already there. Look at this. Now it's back here, right? So let us now open this and start here. I just want you to see what you're supposed to get on the phone before we wind up. So it's already there. So it will give you this correct. Now you're already in the field. You're ready to correct data. So once you push the correct, it will give you again the same form, right? Where now, let me just show you what we do very fast. I can see we're almost eating the lunchtime. Do you want to eat our lunchtime? Yeah, so like that. So we publish all these very fast. So this is now, the assumption here is that I am now in the field. I have collected this ongoing. So allow us, because of time, we started late. So, but I want you to actually see that now I have the same. Remember the relevancy? Yes. So NCA, NEMA, like that. Maybe the public health is not there. So maybe unstable building. That is what the inspector is seeing. So additional information, none. I'm not going to put that. And then again, you see, you can configure when you are configuring your form that the home page for your mobile is the study area. So I had configured this, right? So the moment you place home, it will take you to Kisumu. But then, because of interest of time, I'll just accept that. But you can see here the accuracy plus minus 66 meters. So you can set the limits that if it is 1 meter, more than 3 meters for instance, it will not accept that. Okay, so you can lock the accuracy, right? So that somebody does not go to 50 meters from the lake and is just picking data in town. Okay, so you accept that by that, and then once you have that, okay, I'm not going to take a photo. you say yes. So, like I said yesterday, here, survey is complete. Your device is online, it is telling you all those. Would you like to set the survey now? Because we are online, we say now. Okay. If you want, you are offline, you said later. It is safe to your, or you can even continue this survey, as in maybe you can make some adjustment. So you said it now, and then it is now pushed to the crowd, right? So it's sitting there, it's gone. And you can see from your sent now, it's there. With a tick here, it's gone. Okay. So that is how you publish that. But now, do you want to see the results? Yes. So because the map is open, let's see whether we are going to get the results so that it's not an imaginary thing. You can see something red. It was not there. This one. Yeah? It was not there. So if I zoom to it, look at the information I was trying to, and I can say zoom to it, right? All that information. So you can see the difference of survey 1, 2, 3 and the other. You don't do any download and all that prior to getting the map. You just publish them. Now, this map here, I want us to be very careful and very keen on that. I'm sure most people don't see the topographic as they see the imagery. So I just want to change the base map. You have the provision of changing the base map to imagery, so that we can actually see that is where we are. You get? This is Kisumu. You know, I want to zero into this so I can see. Yeah. So if you now were doing a lot of survey, everywhere you have passed, it will be deflected. That's too much. Yeah. So because of time, you allow me to stop there. You can see this is our hotel. If it is zero in, this is the Acacia. Yeah? Is it the one? No, there was another one. It's not that. It should be. Oh, I was not precise on the accuracy. Yeah, you remember? Yeah, we just picked an arbitrary one. But if we zeroed into here, then it's supposed to take us here. Okay? But at least you have seen the concept. Okay? Okay. I allow Sophia to come and proceed.
Okay, thank you, Anthony, for that presentation. We will just take a few questions in the interest of time, and as we take questions, maybe you could be writing some of the resources that we have available for Survey 123. So there's actually a training, Learn ArcGIS. You can go to this particular link where you can learn how to create your forms, Survey 123. How you can make your forms, and you can also visit the survey123.arcgis website to see more about this information. So we'll just take a few questions.
Well, thank you very much for the presentation. I have two questions. First question, does it actually store the accuracy, like the 66 meters which you had, in the form that later maybe the supervisor could see with which accuracy the field worker had in the field? And second question, it looks very much like here ODK. Is it based on ODK?
One more.
Thank you for such a nice presentation. My question still rounds about, because all of the presentation from the start to the end, that you must have an online ArcGIS account. What happens to those people who are really interested in such information or such application, but they do not have an online ArcGIS account?
Thank you very much for that. I will start with your question. It's very easy. If you now, if you go to ArcGIS, you can create your own account, free of charge. It will allow you to do not all, but most of the things. So that's personal account. So you don't have to wait for your organization to do that. But if you are using the organization account, that one you have to have a license. But for personal, that's okay. You can have any benefit, leverage on whatever is there. So ArcGIS Online, now you go create your own account, just the way you open a Google or Yahoo mail, and you will get all this, right? Now, the other one is survey 123 is not based on ODK, but they have a lot of similarities. The coding, the architecture behind it, well, yeah, they have a lot of similarities, but they are not the same. Then the other one was about the accuracy. So it's only that this is demo, and you can see we are latching because of time. In the form, I showed you really fancy. There are other columns where you can even lock, so that it's not more than 3 meters, for instance. So you can lock that, and then the form will not allow to the user to key in data for geo point if the accuracy is not achieved.
But does it also store the accuracy in meters? Like, I know you can lock, but does it also store the accuracy in one of the columns?
Mm-hmm. No.
Does it?
It doesn't.
Okay.
It doesn't. So it publishes. I think the data is kind of you cannot see it.
Yeah.
You cannot interfere. I'm sure your concern is whether this guy can
I'm
be able.
wondering if somebody could see which
No.
accuracy, like which this accuracy was the point taken, and then later you can see the accuracy.
And it change.
No, not change. Just see. So for information purposes.
Okay. I'll talk to you later. Okay. Thank you very much. Because of time.
Okay, let me take one from the back so we can at the front. But to add on to the point for ODK, the difference for the beauty is that it allows for you to have your data within the platform. So working with the data and visualization and analysis and so on is almost immediate. And I think that's what is interesting.
Okay, first I want to thank you for the nice presentation that you made. And I have one question about how you can monitor the transactions or what the feed data collectors are doing. Are you able to connect this to the operations dashboard so that you can monitor the real-time events as in the place for the collector?
Okay, Anthony can answer that, but I can yes, you can connect it to your dashboard. It consumes the same web map that he's just shown you. So once the data is on that web map, if you're using that particular web map on your dashboard, then yes, you can connect it and visualize this in real time and have your data coming in as you're visualizing and working on the dashboard. I think in the interest of time, maybe the other questions you can do them for the demo island. So you can just write them down and visit the demo island, okay? So that we can start on the next presentation.
Okay, thank you very much for that. We will break for lunch around 1:30. So we'll have one demo very fast for the workforce, okay? Yeah, so just bear with us. So again, I'm Anthony Gakofo, and I'm going, and my colleague here is Sophia.
Yes.
It's okay. You wanted to extend it? And I'm going to take you through the presentations of what she will do on the workforce. So yesterday we talked and we saw the workforce for those who are here, but an overview of what we are going to cover in this demo. Introduction to workforce for ArcGIS. What is it? We'll see that. What you can do with workforce for ArcGIS, because it has its capability and maybe we have not seen all. ArcGIS apps integrated with workforce. I remember yesterday I mentioned about the Trinity, the Geo Trinity, that is the navigator, the corrector, the survey 1, 2, 3. And then we are going to create a workforce project demo. Yesterday we used a project which was already created. We'll see how that one is created. And then we are going to have the corrector for ArcGIS because it's one of the integral part of the workforce. And the survey 1, 2, 3, okay, we have just covered that, but we'll see how it comes into the workforce. The navigator also, how to configure the workforce to have the 3. So integrating workforce for ArcGIS with corrector and navigator, it will be a demo for us, and we have the resources. So I am sure since yesterday you have been seeing all this, the ArcGIS and integrated web GIS. We don't have to talk so much about this, but basically why you are seeing this and you will be seeing it even tomorrow is because this is our foundation. All these discussions, all these presentations, all of them are based on this. But for now, you have seen that there is the desktop, web, and device. So we have actually covered the desktop when we were creating it on here, and Sophia will also show you how to do that. Then there is the web. We have published our data on the web. We can even use applications that are available on the web. Then the device are the mobile devices, the tab, and all that. So it provides mapping, analysis, data management, and collaboration. So all that has been explained. I don't want to tire you with that. So what is Workforce for ArcGIS? So everything you need to on one device. Simple as that. So mobile workers can easily view and process work assignments. Yesterday, when I was assigning assignments, they were able to see that on the Workforce. And you can use one device to have the corrector, the survey 1, 2, 3, and the navigator on the same device opening on the Workforce. So it's very easy. So it has agility, using real-time and location-based information. I think everybody here, all in the past, the concern is about the location. So the device, the Workforce, allows you to have that. So it increases productivity for that. It replaces time-consuming and error-prone manual workforce management, so that your workers will be going to the right sites. Once you tell somebody to go to Kodele, will not go to Nyamasari. I mentioned that yesterday. So Workforce enable a common view in the field and in the office. So you can be able to see the project owner. You can see the dispatcher. You can be the project owner and the dispatcher, or you can create a project, have people who are the dispatcher to assign assignments or jobs, and then the mobile workers. So all of you are reading from the same script at the same time, and you can be able to see what the field workers are doing. If we had yesterday, if we had two projectors showing differently, you could have seen that I was able to see when they're on site, and they were able to see that I have assigned even before we connected them to the projector. So, creating a Workforce project. Sophia is going to take us through that, right? So that we can accept, all appreciate. Because yesterday we saw the fruit. We want now to see the tree that bore those fruits. So Sophia is going to demonstrate to us how we create a Workforce project. Sophia?
Okay, so I'll demo on the roots, basically how to come up with your Workforce project. The very first thing is you need this link, workforce.arcgis.com, so you can write that down. And what you need is an ArcGIS online account. Like we said, all these applications are around the platform and are on your ArcGIS online account. Okay, you can have your ArcGIS online account or your portal for ArcGIS. So the minute you sign into your account, then it shows you your projects. So I already signed in, and these are the projects that I currently have. But we are going to straight ahead to show you how exactly I created, say, this electrical maintenance project. So I'm going to take on the hat of a GIS administrator, or say project manager. And what I want is to create a project whereby I have workers to do site inspections for maybe, say, electric meters or transformers, to say like upgrades of electric meters from postpaid to prepaid, or if there's a faulty meter and so on. So I'll just quickly demonstrate on that. So you can see the create project button here. You just click on create project, and then you give your project a title. So I'll say electrical maintenance. Then you can give your project a summary that actually talks about the project so that your workers or your dispatchers, the supervisors, can understand exactly what your project is about. So I had already pre-done this, but you should be sure or keen to give a summary that's important, a summary that can actually, that makes sense for them to understand what exactly the project is about. Then it's simply as clicking the button, create project. So what is actually happening right now as it creates is that in your ArcGIS online account, there's a folder being created called electrical maintenance. And that particular folder, a number of features are being created. There are two maps. There will be the dispatcher map and the mobile workers map. And then there are a number of feature services. There's a feature service for the worker. There's a feature service for the dispatcher. And then there's a feature service for the actual assignments that you'll give them to do on the ground. So all these are created in your ArcGIS online account. And what Workforce does is it prevents, or it actually makes it easier for you to go through that whole process of having to create a folder and create all those various feature services. So it does this for you. So if for this we have just created, now we have already done the create project, and we're going to add assignment types. So in my assignment types, I'm going to take the first assignment to be, say, meter inspections. So I'm just going to say meter inspections and add assignment. So I can add another assignment, say meter upgrades. So this all depends on your organization and the kind of assignments that are used in your organization. So let's add another one, say transformer inspections. Then we've already gone through step 1 of create project, and we've gone through step 2 of adding the assignment. So the next and final step is now to add the mobile workers. So the mobile workers will be users that are in your organization. So say you have an organization account with, okay, depends on the number of mobile workers you have. It's not limited to a particular number. It all depends on your organization account. So if I select the members in my account, say I'll choose Anthony Gakobo, and I think I'll give him dispatcher. I'll choose Ephraim Moya, a previous presenter who's a very good mobile worker. I think I can also add myself as a mobile worker because, well, we are very few in our organization, so I can be both the boss and the mobile worker. So yes, this is just a few mobile workers that I've added. And what you can do to this, you can add more details. So here, I can add Anthony Gakobo's mobile number. Okay, I don't advise that you take his number, I'm just saying. But yeah, so that's his number. And you can add more details. Say, for this particular mobile worker, okay, I got information that he's an experienced GIS professional. So let me just put that as notes. And his job title, okay, he's a GIS administrator, but he still does mobile work. Well, our organization maybe is a small organization, so everyone has to do work, all kind of works maybe, yeah. So let's just take that assumption, okay? So those are our workers. Now we have the assignments created, we have the project created, and we have our workers created. And with just those few simple steps, you have created your project. Now the complexity of creating your project depends on the kind of work that is in your organization. And the workflow, again, from bottom up or up bottom, depends also on your organization. So everything is just dependent on a particular organization and needs, and you configure it for that. Now once I've added my mobile workers, what has been done is that this project has been created in my ArcGIS online account. So if I move on to my ArcGIS online account and I just refresh that, you will quickly and easily see that a number of feature services, the 3 feature services that I talked about, have been created. Oh, I see Anthony has signed in. Let me sign him out. So a number of feature services have been created. That is my mobile workers. Again, there's the dispatcher. And then also there is the assignment types. So if I go to my content, I can see this folder, electrical network maintenance, and I can see that which has been created already. So we have the assignment, the dispatcher, the workers. This location feature is a feature service that can be used for tracking. So a number of you are asking whether you would be able to know whether your worker was actually on the job or doing that information on the ground. So yes, with Workforce for ArcGIS, you can actually track your worker, and if he says he's doing work and starts a project not at the location, you can track where he was. So this kind of information can be given back to the supervisor. Now I'm just going to go back to my Workforce project and go to the last tab. Now this is the Advanced tab. For this tab, my colleague had talked about the fact that you can integrate Survey 1 to 3, or you can integrate Collector within Workforce. And you can do just that from here. So it allows you to add Collector for ArcGIS, where you just press add, then you choose the particular map that you want them to work on. And then once you add that map, that means that the assignment you allocate to a particular person, they can use Collector to pick information of that assignment. You can also add the survey that we previously saw, but because we already demonstrated on that, I will not add survey for now. And here you can allow location tracking. So you can put the amount of time that you want to track him. So once he starts the assignment, it starts the timer for tracking. And if said his work for, maybe he's working for a whole hour, you can set the timer, say, every 15 minutes. So every 15 minutes, it will tell you where his exact location is. It will give you information of where his exact location is, and you can know his whereabouts. So once you're done with that, then you can go to overview and visual and see how your project looks like. So here we have the project. We have the name of the project, what the project is about, the number of users. We've already configured the types of assignment, but we have not yet assigned any assignment. And we have here 2 maps. Now this dispatcher map and worker map, you can open it from here and you can add layers just like in your ArcGIS online account in your viewer. So it opens like the map viewer, and it has preloaded the features for worker and assignments. But you can add even more data. Say you want it to be enriched with your electric data. So I can just add that. And then now within my dispatcher map, my dispatchers can be able to see the electric network of Kisumu County, of the area. Again, you can also add this kind of data to your mobile workers map, so that you can add any kind of data that you seem fit for the kind of assignment that you want. So you click save and you're done with that. So with that, you've created your project, your Workforce project. And now what you want to do is to assign the assignment. So taking off the hat of a project manager, now I'm a supervisor, I'm a dispatcher. So I want to assign some work to people. Let me open this previous project because it already had some work, so that you can see more information. So the various assignments that are given by the dispatcher in this view. So when you open the project as a dispatcher, you can visualize the number of assignments that are there. You can see the status of the assignments. You can even filter by which assignment is completed, which assignments are still due, which assignments are unassigned, and so on. Or you can clear the filter, you see all the assignments. Beyond that, you can actually see which workers are working and who are not. Now, if you look at this icon, say for Anthony Gakobo, it shows a green circle around him. That means that he's working on the field. He's a very hard worker. I think he's logged on right now. So you can see that he's currently working. But if you look at this, Ephraim Muya, it's gray. So that means he's not logged on. So you can see which workers are working and which ones are not working. And then, can you see these icons? You see this, it's a grayed button, but then this shows that the assignment has not been done. But if it's green, it shows that it has been completed. So the kind of assignment changes based on the status of the worker. So let's just assign an assignment. So you just click on assignment, pick assignment type, let's say transformer inspections. And, let's first look for, okay, I have just been informed that there was a blackout somewhere around the area. We are around this area, and I want to know if there are transformers around the area so that I assign the assignment there. So how do I know this? You can use this identify features in that area. So once you click that, let's say, I've just been told it's around Uhuru Park, so I'm not sure where, but I've been told a transformer around there. So I'm just going to click that, and I can see the number of features within that area. I can see the electrical point, service drop, and I can actually see a transformer within that area of Uhuru Park. So if I click on that transformer, you can visualize more information and more details about that particular transformer. And I want it to be inspected because I've just gotten information that maybe there's no electricity in the area. Transformer, there was something wrong with that and needs to be checked. So you can see this button here. One, you can just create assignment from here and it takes you to the same tab. Or you can create the assignment from where I showed you, where you just come here, create assignment. So there are two options. You can just click here, or you can click on the actual feature that we had said we're going to inspect this particular transformer, and you create assignment from there. So the type of assignment I will assign is transformer inspections. The location is already picked, the location of the transformer feature. I'll put the priority as critical because I mean it's a transformer, and let's have the date today. Hopefully this should be completed by 2 p.m. before even we go for lunch. So I'll just give it an ID, and then I just tell them to inspect this immediately. Here you can add more information. You can add more information for a particular mobile worker. You can even attach, let's say, PDFs of the kind of information that might help in that assignment. Say the information that is required is like heavy, like it's PDFs of information. You can attach that instead of giving all that information in the description. And from their mobile device, they can visualize all this. So once you're done, you just click on create assignment and you're done. Now on your device, on your mobile device, the workers that are in the field will get a notification that we have just received an assignment. You have just received an assignment to work on. So you can go to the ground and do this assignment. But one thing I want you to show you is that I've not assigned it to anyone. So you can see this button is grayed. But if I assign it to someone, let me assign it to Sophia, then it shows assigned. It shows a circle with a hollow gray button. So you can actually see the kind of assignments that have been assigned and which ones have not been assigned, or which ones are priority. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to Anthony. We've just created the project. Now we want to see how to collect that kind of information using our mobile phones. So after that, Anthony, and then I'm going to describe how to collect the data.
Thank you, Sophia. I think now you have seen how to create a workforce and how the workforce also relates with the survey 1, 2, 3 and the corrector, and how it is easy to create a project. So going on with this, now we have created that. Workforce for ArcGIS, Sophia has just mentioned this, so I just brush through, because you can see here all the three applications. The navigator is here, then there is a corrector, and there is a survey 1, 2, 3. So whatever we have here is what she explained. You saw where she went to the advanced, and she was able to assign different assignments to corrector, to survey 1, 2, 3, and to the navigator. So this integrates with ArcGIS app, so you can get to the location of assignment using navigator for ArcGIS, complete your work using either corrector for ArcGIS, survey 1, 2, 3, or both. Looking at a glance, I can see most of the faces who were there yesterday. You saw this when I assigned the assignment to George and Victor. Yeah? So without too much of this, because it will be covered in another one, this slide just talk about the corrector for ArcGIS, more or less what it does. Take your map and data offline and synchronize when connected. So we'll be able to cover that. It's just talking about, I don't have to keep explaining about this. It's just the same corrector, all that. And this one also talk about the navigator. Navigator for ArcGIS come loaded. Like when Sophia was creating the project, even before she assigned the collector and the survey, navigator by default is activated for the workforce by default. So the device on your mobile device, if you install the navigator for ArcGIS, it will take you, load the map that you want. If you have your own maps, if you download them from the cloud, then it takes you to the site. Those are the beauty of it. So the field workers will be able to get to the site. So, and that's it, exactly that. So you start here and blah blah blah, it will take you to the site. It's as simple as that. So the survey 1, 2, 3, I have just demonstrated this morning and yesterday. So it's just a smartphone, smart field work. So it does only 3 things. You ask questions, you get the answers, make best decision based on the analysis. And from there, then I want to bring back Sophia so that she can just show you on the device the actual mobile application. Now we have created a project and she has assigned even herself assignment. So maybe Sophia, you can come and show them how you go about using the device. Thank you.
Okay, I'm just trying to connect to the projector.
This is the advantage and disadvantage of technology. So what she's trying to do is to connect she has already connected or rather logged in using her ArcGIS online account. Open the workforce. She has seen whatever assignment that has been assigned to her. So there it is. So you can go on.
Okay, so I have assigned myself work because I'm a very hard worker. Now I'm going to show you exactly how to use this. So from my mobile device, I can see the number of applications I have. These are the number of applications I have. So I can just choose Workforce for ArcGIS, and since I've already signed in, I immediately see the kind of projects that I have as a worker. So I can choose the project that I have just been assigned an assignment. Now I'm going to choose electrical maintenance, and immediately I see a notification that's really critical for transformer inspections that I have just assigned right now. So if I need to start this assignment right now, which I'm going to do, I just click on the assignment, and then so that my boss can know that, who is me, that I've actually started the assignment or I've seen the assignment, I will just acknowledge the assignment. I seem to have a loose cable. So after I've acknowledged the assignment, then from there, I can click on start the assignment, and if you realize, the gray icon has just turned green, which means on the dispatcher map or on the dispatcher view, my supervisor has seen that I've started the assignment. And if I had allowed for location tracking, my supervisor would know my exact location without me even having to do anything. Provided that I have started the assignment and he's put location tracking on, it means I can't start this assignment without my GPS getting my location. So I have to put location on. So from that view, we can see an arrow up there where we can now navigate to the assignment. So let's say I don't know the area, so I'll just click on navigate to assignment. And this will take me to the exact location. So immediately it has already made a route from my location to that particular assignment. And if I say start navigation, then it will just direct me to that particular location. Now, right now there's no allowance for sound, but it actually talks, the GPS talks and tells you which location you are in, how many meters you are, turn left, and so on, just the way a GPS device works. So it's just simulating that I'm going to that particular location. And once I arrive at the location, it tells me you have arrived at transformer TX, 3-phase, return to workforce, yes. So now that I have driven there and I have arrived there, now we can start the assignment. So like we had said, we can integrate it with survey 1, 2, 3 and with collector. But I only integrated for collector. That's why you can see collect at assignment, but you can't see survey at assignment. So I'll just take collect at assignment. Now on that particular transformer, I can actually collect the information of that particular transformer TX. You can see down there, 3-phase overhead, that's where there's the issue. So the only information I need to collect the inspection date and inspection details. So we arrived at the transformer and we realized there was no oil. So all the oil had been drained. So maybe that was the problem. So let me just say vandalization. So oil was stolen. Otherwise the transformer was all good. It was okay, it's not that it was vandalized. So once I've finished that, I say update, and this kind of information is updated. Now that means I have gone to the field, I have gone to my assignment, and I have actually collected the information at that particular transformer and the actual date that it was inspected. So you can already see the information down there. The date of inspection and the inspection details, that is vandalizations, the oil was stolen. So I have almost finished my assignment. I have completed collecting the information, but I have not finished my assignment. So I go back to workforce, and here we can see you have the allowance to still add notes. So let's say you've carried out the assignment on the particular ground, but you go back to your vehicle and you realize there's more information you needed to add about that place. Maybe you talked to locals and you found out more information. It allows for that allowance, so you can add notes. Now here I can say something like, this is a frequent occurrence. This is a frequent occurrence in this area, yeah? So it's something that maybe they should look into. So you can add that note, and now once you've added the note, you click finish. Now observe that green button there. If I say finish, then it disappears. And not the green button, the whole assignment. The whole assignment disappears. It means I've finished my work. So the assignment on my boss's view, the dispatcher view, shows now the green assignment, the green button. It shows that it has been completed. So with that, I've finished my assignment, and I can go on to do another assignment, or I can decide like I have finished my work for the day. In the interest of time, I'll do this assignment next week so that we can go for lunch. But since I already showed you how you can visualize it on the browser, you saw that, yeah? The green button, yeah? So I won't show you that, and I'll just allow Anthony to close up this session so that we can have room for questions.
Okay, thank you very much, Sophia. And I'm sure you have seen how you can integrate your workforce with the corrector for ArcGIS for now. And you can see that all the projects, whatever projects you do, whatever projects you are planning to do, you can actually use this workforce to manage the projects. You can use the applications that are available to actually collect data. And with that, I want to direct you to these resources. The GeoNet, we have the Learn ArcGIS, and this one is the workforce.arcgis. This is where you go direct to the workforce. You can lead a lot, you can get the samples, and you can try your hands on the workforce. And I'm sure by now, before you leave this conference, you should have on your mobile phone, if you are using a smartphone, the workforce for ArcGIS, the corrector for ArcGIS, survey 1, 2, 3, and the navigator. All of them on one device. Then once you settle back home, you can create your ArcGIS account if you don't have one, and you start trying all this. And I thank you. Now we take some few questions. Maybe.
Thank you. My name is Otimiles from Uganda. My question is on the amount of data which you can save in the cloud. And also if it consumes your credits. And probably the other question would be in comparison to economic terms, which one is cheaper? Would you rather have your server version installed in-house, or do you go for the cloud version?
Thank you for that wonderful presentation on data collection using your ArcGIS platforms. Now, having collected your data and say you did a research project and you collected, say, 300 samples, how do you do the statistical analysis?
Okay, I'll just answer one of the questions you asked, which was which is the cheaper option, whether to have it on your ArcGIS Online or to have it on your IT infrastructure. Now, this all depends with your organization kind of work. The kind of data you collect is quite a load of data. You can have, and you have servers that actually support this big amount of data, then it will be better to go that way. But it all depends with your workflow and how much amount of data you need. Because again, it's not very economical for a small company, a small organization, say collecting like 50 or 100 points to use a server, which would be more expensive for them. So that's on that. On the limit with the number of features, there's no limit. There's no limit. The limit is based on your device. So if, for example, you're collecting this information and you don't have network and you have to save your work on your device. So the limit, the capability to which you can collect is based on the capacity of your device. So basically you can collect thousands and thousands of points and use it for any visualization or analysis. But the credit consumption comes in ArcGIS Online when you have so many features and say you want to perform an analysis, then that's where the credit consumption is like, it comes in. But in uploading this information, it doesn't put in credit. Yeah.
Okay, I'll take the second question. If, for instance, you are doing research, you ask that you have about 3,000 points. So what happens is, for instance, if you're using survey 123, we will see that maybe you can set your time and I show you on the desktop. You saw that we can open survey 123 on the browser. Yeah? You can now, the same web map, because here we have already created a web map and it has attribute information. So the web map, the survey 123 for the web is coming up as the dashboard. So you can be able, actually, if you open survey 123 now, and I log using my credentials, the ArcGIS online account, you'll be able to see the number of points that I have been collecting. It just do that for you. You can even create a graph. I'll show you maybe after lunch or when you're having a demo. In fact, you can see the way the workers are collecting data, and they draw the pie charts and all that. So you can have that. And again, all that data is in forms. Okay, I mean in tables. So you can actually download CSV to whatever else you want to do, and therefore you are not limited to just use maybe ArcGIS product. If you are using SPSS, yes, if you want to take your data to SPSS, it's very easy. You just download either using CSVs or delimited, comma delimited, and all the like. Okay.
Thank you so much. I have just a small question. It was good for the presentation. Both ArcGIS or both for ArcGIS, but you have shown us that how collecting for ArcGIS and integrating a survey 123 survey can be integrated the same way. But I have a problem with data collection in the field. Let's say you have a number of 100 generators go and collect that on the trip. How can I have all of them have to create an account, an access account from them, and I need to add some layers so that it is possible to add some layers, additional layers. Let's say I want to add some cadastral data on their tablet. Or should I need to create it on my own account and then I install it in their tablet so that we can go for the data collection? Thank you.
Okay, I'll partly answer it. In terms of adding data, say cadastral data or any other kind of feature, I showed where you can add this data to your dispatcher or your mobile worker. So yes, you can add this data and all your mobile workers will see it. For the users or the mobile workers that you have, now say your organization has only a capacity of 5 users and you have 20 mobile workers. Then I've seen, okay, in the past we've had such an issue with, there's a client actually in Ethiopia. But what we've seen, the implementation is that you have one user can be assigned to like 5 workers, but they have different IDs. So when they are logging in, they log in with a different ID, but for the same user. Yeah. So it depends on your workflow. If, for example, you have, you can only, your ArcGIS account can only accommodate 20 users, then you can structure it such that one user can be used by a number of workers with different IDs. So yeah, such that if the assignment comes in, then they know ID 2 is my one. There are different ways of workflows that you can approach the situation. It all depends on your organization. I don't know if I've answered it fully.
You don't need to create an account for each.
No.
No, not necessarily.
So just maybe to emphasize on that, it's true you don't need to create an account for, okay, they only need to have credentials to log to that organization. Like now, you can see this here, just to take you. This is our ArcGIS online organization account. And what happens is that Sophia logs into the same, but using her credentials. It's only one account. We call it solutions. So it's only one, but now the workers will have different login. So depending with the owner, the creator of that account, if it's the owner, if I am just a user, I'll just have the user rights. If I'm a publisher, like that. So we'll be able to visit on that, how to create the account, and then you can now understand the capability of the AGOL. We call it AGOL, ArcGIS Online. Okay?
Yes.
Thank you very much.